A boy walked into a shadow. He never returned. The man he would become was waiting inside him. A boy set out, and he never came back. This is not a story about a hero who saves the day. This is a story about a fortress named Fate, its foundations laid in pride, its towers built from the best, most furious intentions a human heart can hold. His shadow was his only constant companion, a darker self woven from grief and defiance. In the end, he turned and faced it, and in that confrontation, he found not freedom, but a terrible, final form of truth. This is the story of Túrin Turambar. We classify this as tragedy. We label it doom. And in doing so, we comfort ourselves. We put it at a safe distance. Because if his fall was just the working of a curse, then we are off the hook. Our own fortresses, our own choices need not be examined. But Tolkien refuses us that comfort. He shows us a man who is given every opportunity to turn aside, to listen, to soften. A man who chooses again and again the harder, prouder, more isolated road. This is not a story about fate overriding free will. It is the story of free will, stubborn and unyielding, marching in perfect lockstep with fate until they become indistinguishable. It is the story of what happens when human effort reaches its absolute limit, and what, if anything, lies beyond that frontier.
Act 1. Origins. Born under doom.
A child in iron, a soul in shadow, a blade that would carve his fate. Stand here in this empty forest and feel the weight of a single absence. Imagine a child's hand, small, pale against the dark stone of a doorway, not waving goodbye, clenching. The last sight is his father's back, a silhouette against a stormy sky, marching to a war that would swallow him whole. This is the first memory, not of a person, but of a void being born. Túrin was 8 years old when the Nirneth Arnoediad, the battle of unnumbered tears, took his father, Húrin. He did not receive a hero's tale, he received a silence. And into that silence rushed not just grief, but a conviction, cold and hard as riverstone. The world is not safe. It is a chaotic, breaking thing, and to survive it, you must become harder than it is. This was the first stone, loss as a climate, a permanent winter in the soul. He is sent to the hidden elven kingdom of Doriath. Think of that journey. To an elf, these woods are a symphony of ancient, gentle light. To a grieving boy, they are a labyrinth of whispered judgment. The trees are watchful. The starlight is cold. The language is a code. He is an oak sapling, thorned and sturdy, planted among silver birches. He grows, but he grows gnarled, inward, hard. His strength becomes his isolation. The forest judged him. It did not speak. It did not forgive. It waited. And here, in this realm of soft twilight, he is given his tool, his answer, the black sword, Gurthang, iron of death. For others, a weapon. For Túrin, it becomes an extension of his will, a dark line that would lead him deep into the labyrinth of his own soul. It is the solid, singing reply to the formless ache of his shame. When the world is confusing and soft with elusive sorrows, the sword is brutally clear. It speaks one language, division. It cuts, it separates, problem from solution, enemy from self. It promises a truth simpler than heartbreak. And here lies the beautiful, terrible paradox. His entire life is a furious assertion of will against a storm he is sure will break him. He will make his safety. He will forge his justice. He will cut his path through the tangled undergrowth of fate. He is the active hero, the captain, the lord. Yet every action, every swing of that black blade seems to weave the net of his doom tighter. Why? The trap is not in the curse, though the curse of Morgoth is real as a poisoned well. The trap is in the nature of the tools he chooses to fight it with. He is building his fortress, the skeleton of his pride, with the very stones his enemy has subtly provided. Pride, swift rage, a fragile, furious need for control. He builds not to create shelter, but to defy the storm, and in that defiance he shapes his perfect prison. Every swing of his sword builds the walls he cannot escape.
Act 2. Exile. No way back.
Listen. Can you hear the moment a life pivots? The crack that starts the fissure in a soul? It arrives not with a dragon's roar, but with a sneer. Cyros, an elven lord, mocks Túrin's human mother. He attacks the one sacred, vulnerable memory Túrin has left of a world before the walls. And Túrin's rage, a banked fire waiting for fuel, ignites. It is the eruption of every slight, every lonely night, every glance that saw him as other. He does not argue, he does not duel, he hurls the goblet, and then he chases. Through the halls, into the wild waiting woods. It is not a duel, it is a hunt, a purge. Cyros runs, terrified. Túrin pursues, an embodiment of vengeance given legs, until the edge of a ravine, a cry cut short, a fall, the terrible, final sound of impact on stone far below. Now, stand there with him. In the hollow quiet, the heat of the chase drains away, leaving only the cold damp of the earth, the coppery taste of violence in the air. The water rushing below sings a dirge he cannot yet understand. What has he done? He sought to erase an insult, to defend a ghost. He has made himself an outlaw. He has transformed a slight into an exile. He has laid the first deliberate stone in his own isolation. I am not wronged, a voice within might have whispered. I am my own wrong. He does not answer. He cannot. To question the rage is to question the foundation of the self he has built. His pride cannot conceive of an enemy within. The self, this angry, wounded, righteous self, is the only citadel he truly, reliably possesses. To doubt its ramparts is to risk dissolution, to fall into the void his father left. So he flees. He names himself Nathan, the wronged. It becomes his banner, his identity, his reason. It justifies every subsequent harsh decision, every act of vengeance. The black sword is now Mormegil, the black sword of doom, and its fame spreads like a shadow. He finds other outcasts, the dispossessed, and forges them into a brotherhood. He builds a fortress on the bold hill of Amun-Rud. Here, for a fleeting season, the walls seem to hold. He has community. He has purpose. He has, it appears, defied the curse through sheer unbending force of will. But a fortress only defines what it keeps out, and it always, always casts a long, cold shadow on the inside. The very strength that built this refuge makes it brittle. It cannot adapt. It can only stand and defy.
Act 3. Rise. The sword chooses him.
He knows. He sees. He whispers truth as poison. Feel it before you see it. The air grows warm, thick. It smells of stone scorched from within, of sulfur and hot metal, of ancient waking malice. The shadow has a name, and now it has a presence. Glaurung, the first of the Uraloki. He is not merely a monster. He is the embodiment of the void given form. He is psychological trauma rendered in scale, flesh, and a slow, reptilian, calculating patience. He is the externalization of the very despair Túrin has been fighting his whole life. He does not merely attack Túrin's fortress, he unravels it. Like a poison in the well, he turns ally against ally, trust into paranoia, hope into suspicion. He corrupts from within, because he understands the walls men build are weakest where they join. But his true weapon, the one for which Túrin is utterly unprepared, is not his flame. It is his voice. It is his knowledge. Glaurung is a living, breathing mirror. But he does not reflect Túrin's face. He reflects the deepest, most secret fears of Túrin's heart. He reflects the architecture of the prison and calls it home. When Túrin finally stands before him in the gorges of the river Teglin, sword raised for the heroic, defining kill, Glaurung does not roar in challenge.
He fixes Túrin with his vast, lidless, hypnotic eyes, pools of ancient malice and intimate understanding. Hail, son of Húrin, well met. But do you think you are safe? Do you think your walls are high enough? Your mother, Morwen of the piercing glance, and your sister, Nienor, who knew your face only as a memory, they sit now in the ruined halls of your kin in Dor Lomen, defenseless, alone, waiting for a protector who never comes. And you are here, far away, chasing a shadow of your own making. You will never see them. You will never find them. You have already failed them. See the cruelty. It is diabolical, intelligent evil. Glaurung does not lie. He selects a truth, a partial, frozen, out-of-context truth, and presents it as the entire, devastating canvas. He takes Túrin's greatest, most driving wound, the loss and abandonment of his family, his sacred, furious duty as a son and brother, and he weaponizes it with surgeon's precision. He turns Túrin's own love, his core motivation, into a prison of guilt and redirected purpose. The dragon's gaze is a spell that does not bind the limbs, but paralyzes the will with a single, devastating, looping image. They are suffering, and you are not there. Your strength is useless. Your will is a joke.
The dragon speaks. It is not the monster you fight. It is the man you refuse to see. Túrin breaks the physical thrall. He even, in a later desperate act, drives his sword into the dragon's soft underbelly. But the psychic poison is already in the vein. Glaurung's words have redirected the course of his life. He does not go north to seek his mother and sister. He turns west towards the forest of Brethil, believing them beyond hope, his mission there rendered meaningless by the dragon's whisper. You run, you hide, you fail. And so, wounded and spiritually lost, he stumbles into the green shadows of Brethil. There he finds a woman. She is wandering, memoryless, a blank slate washed clean by a dragon's enchantment. Her name is Niniel, Tear Maiden. She is everything his harsh, angry life has lacked: kindness without condition, gentleness without demand, a softness that asks for no explanations, no proofs of worth. In her, he sees a chance for a true new beginning, a life behind a new defiant name, Turambar, Master of Doom. It is the ultimate act of defiance. He declares himself the master of the very force that has harried him. He marries her. He knows a fragile, profound happiness. For the first time, the walls seem to have a gate, and through it has come a gentle, warming light. We, the listeners, hold the terrible knowledge he does not. Niniel is Nienor, his sister. Their mother, Morwen, had indeed come searching for him, and they had all fallen into Glaurung's exquisite, horrific web. The dragon wove a net of despair, amnesia, and twisted paths. The very love Túrin has found, the love he believes is his final hard-won triumph over fate, is the precise, cruel mechanism of its final grinding turn. The walls he built to keep the world out have now curved in on themselves, perfectly, seamlessly, and he is tenderly, lovingly embracing the very horror he sought to escape.
Act 4. Collapse. When pride turns deadly.
The spell lifts, memory returns, horror arrives. The sword remembers. The dragon lies dying by the river Kabed in Arras. The deers leap. Nienor, heavy with her brother's child, is drawn to the place as if by a sickened cord. With his last rattling breath, Glaurung performs his final perfect act of malice. He lifts the spell. He unlocks her mind. He pours it all back in a torrent. Her name, her family, her long journey, her lost husband, her found brother. The horror is not sequential. It is instantaneous, total, absolute. It is not knowledge received, but a world remembered and shattered in the same instant. The understanding is an avalanche. It does not crush the body. It crushes the soul. She does not scream. There is no sound left in her. She turns, she sees, she walks. The river swallows the pain. Túrin comes then. He finds the great worm dead, a vast empty carcass of spent malice. He calls for Niniel, his voice echoing off the canyon walls. He finds only her cloak, damp by the water's edge. Emptiness where there was warmth. Then a broken voice cuts through the mist. It is Brandir, the lame lord of Brethil, the man Túrin had scorned as weak. Brandir, who had loved Nienor with a hopeless, pure devotion. Brandir, who witnessed everything. Now he stands shattered, his own heart in pieces. He speaks. He spills the truth in gasped, horrific, undeniable sentences. Túrin does not rage. He does not cry out in denial. He does not move. He becomes utterly still, a statue of a man on the edge of the world. The news does not strike him like a blow. It arrives like a key, a massive iron key of understanding, turning with infinite slow-motion precision in a lock he never knew was embedded in the core of his being. Click. And as it turns, the entire architecture of his life is illuminated in a dreadful, brilliant light. Every proud stand, every furious, righteous charge, every time he chose honor as defiance, protection as control. His flight from Doriath, his founding of a petty kingdom, his wounding of the dragon, his marriage, his fleeting joy. It is not a chain of accidents. It is a single road, a road he paved with every conscious, anguished decision, a road that led with flawless, merciless precision to this riverbank, to this water, to this moment of utter, silent devastation. This is not the external curse acting upon him. This is the internal consequence of a life meeting the objective, unchangeable truth of that life. He has reached the absolute limit of what a human heart, fueled only by pride, rage, and a desperate, lonely love, can accomplish. There is no further step. The fortress is complete. Only the echo remains. He asks, his voice flat, for his sword. Gurthong, the black sword, the silent witness. He holds it. Its weight is heavier than the world, colder than the void. The sword remembers. I do not. And he speaks to the cold metal. Hail, Gurthong. No lord or loyalty do you know, save the hand that wields you. From blood you were forged. To blood you have ever been true. He pauses. He looks into the blade as into a dark pool. Will you now take Túrin Turambar? Will you slay me swiftly? And from the blade a voice answers, clear, cold, without pity, without mockery, the voice of consequence itself. Yes, I will drink your blood, that I may forget the blood of Beleg, my master, and the blood of Brandir you slew unjustly. I will slay you swiftly.
Act 5. Revelation. Truth is the cruelest weapon.
What walls do you build? With what stones? For what fear? For what pride? What is left in the silence after the last human effort is spent, after the final choice is made? The wind returns, the same wind that carried a boy's grief. The river whispers, the same water that carried a sister's despair and now carries a brother's end. The world continues, immense, indifferent. The dragon's spell is broken. The curse is spent. Victory, by the coldest metric, is here. But the price is absolute. It is the price of a life lived by its own choices, by its own fiercely held code. His will was terrifyingly real. His responsibility was absolute, a weight he carried to the very end. He walked his own road, paved with his own stones of pride and pain, to its absolute, logical conclusion. This is the unsettling, grounding truth. Human effort has a frontier. It can build walls of stunning defiance. It can carve out citadels of temporary safety. It can achieve great deeds of arms and will. But it cannot, by its own power, untie the intricate, tangled knots it has woven. It cannot grant itself the gift of wisdom it refused at the crossroads. It cannot see the blind spots it cultivated and called strength. It can only go, with immense courage and stubbornness, to the very limit of its own nature, to the wall. And what lies beyond? For Tolkien, it is divine grace, the hand that mends the broken theme.
Túrin, mercy waits beyond the wall, not before it. It does not negate the wall, it meets him beyond it. For us, it might be the sobering, inescapable logic of consequence, the terrible, clarifying freedom that comes only with final, unflinching understanding. The profound realization that our will is real, and therefore our responsibility is complete, down to the last breath. Túrin Turambar is not a puppet of doom. He is a warning and a mirror, polished dark as Gurthang's blade. He is the part of us that believes sheer will can solve every pain, that pride is necessary armor, that righteous anger is a true compass, not a storm that blinds us. He is the part that builds walls so high, so thick, we mistake their battlements for the horizon and forget the sky. The boy set out, and he never came back, because the man he became walked his own chosen path through every fury and fear, every fleeting hope, right to its end. He mastered his doom by becoming one with it. So the question this story leaves us with is not, how do we avoid our fate? The real, demanding, daily question is, what walls do you build? With what stones, chosen, stolen, or cast aside? For what fear? For what pride? He walked his path, a path of agency, of responsibility, of cost. And the walls he built were mirrors. Now only the wind knows their shape. What path are you walking? What walls are you building, stone by chosen stone, in your own life?